Yeah. Check. Go ahead.
Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Can you hear me in the back? I know the back's only a few feet from the front.
Love how she wind up her waist off her dog, them keep balling. Oh, feel it good, Dr. Darling. Oi, oi. Love how she look, them love how she smile. Love how she do it, yeah, she do it in a style, them keep balling. Feel it good, Dr. Darling. Hey.
Well, that could work, right?
Make sure it doesn't sound. Huh? It's not free, it's a song. It's a song in its own right. But yeah, we can. That's cool. We could do that.
Check, check.
You'll be the guy who's
Check, check.
neck people would say. You might move up a bit. This looks like the first four rows left already.
Sean, you want to talk to that mic for a second?
Testing, check 1 2. Testing, check 1 2. Microphone check 1 2. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our free artist studio. No,
That's good. I'll
free
give
artist talk series.
wireless as well if you know.
If I feel like getting up and walking around or handing the mic to some audience members for some
This one
questions.
can be audience mic.
We're already live. All right. Why don't you have a seat, Dr. Ringding?
Of course. Under the deafening applause of the. Yeah.
So, guten Tag, der Doktor.
Guten Tag. Schön,
Hey.
dass ich hier sein darf.
Je comprends, tu parles français aussi?
Je parle français, je parle à peu près toutes les langues. Donc,
Ah.
on peut faire ça comme tu veux.
Alors, bienvenue et welcome.
Dankjewel.
Dankjewel.
That's my Dutch.
Yeah, so speaking of languages, you seem to have a passion for languages. How does learning language play a role in playing different countries around Europe or just around the world?
Well, I think it's always very helpful to know at least a few phrases in the language of the country that you're performing in, so you can say hello, good evening, and buy my merch. And should I get closer to the microphone? Yeah. And then it goes like this. A little. Yeah. So yeah, you can. I mean, it's always nice, you know. I've played in Kenya, and then to be able to say some phrases. And when I was in Nairobi, I even spoke some of the dialect from there. Like there is this slang called Sheng. So I had a few phrases of that, so people get a kick out of that, and yeah, show some respect, I think.
Of course. Do you ever incorporate that into your music as well?
Oh yeah, I do. Like there is, I sing in different languages, and sometimes I would probably use bits and pieces and quote some phrases in some of the songs, and yeah. But I regularly sing in English, German, French, Jamaican patois, but also Spanish and Italian and whatever the context is.
Nice. And so
Russian.
and Russian. And so you come all the way from Germany, Deutschland, from a town called Münster.
Exactly, yeah. It's not the cheese. Usually people say where you're from. I say Münster. I say, oh, the cheese. I say, no, that's in Alsace in France. And no, Münster is a university city. It's pretty old. It's over 1,200 years old. And it's close to Holland, actually, 60 kilometers from the Dutch border. And yeah, and my mother is French. She's from the north of France, so when I go visit, it's very, like, it's a short trip, really. It's 430 kilometers from my place to her place, but I'll be in Germany, Holland, Belgium, and France. I'll be in 4 different nations. So
Cool.
4 countries.
So one thing I saw about Münster is this company called Irie Records.
Oh, right.
And so what sort of role did Irie Records play in some of the influences you were able to obtain in music?
Oh, a big role. They were the ones who did the import for Germany, for records coming out of England and Jamaica and the United States. So they did distribution for other record stores in Germany. And yeah, I was right at the base there, so I could get everything there, and that was really nice. I left a lot of money there, and actually I sing about it in the song "The Best of Times" that I did. We also performed that one 2 days ago. It's about how it all started for me, and then to quote from the song, it's like it was the 80s. I must have been 16 or 17, and I remember going through that door where the owner smiled at me in my favorite record store. So that was Irie Records, actually.
Okay.
And yeah, I think I left all my allowance there, and and then later when I got some money from whatever, most landed there, and I had a very, very big record collection then.
Right. And so one of your first live influences was Desmond Dekker.
Right.
So what kind of impression did he have on you when you first saw him live?
Oh, that was great. The night I saw him, I think I was 17 then, and he was playing in my hometown at the Odeon. And my friends from the band El Bosso and the Ping Pongs, that was the band I started in. And I was really fresh in that band, and they said Desmond Dekker is coming. So I listened to that one record, Original Reggae Hit Sound, on Trojan Records, and then we listened to that a lot. So he came to my hometown, and I was there, and like all dressed up and everything. And for me, it was like an epiphany. Really, I decided, okay, now I'm a reggae ska fan, and they played there, and it was great. And many years later, I became a tour manager for Desmond Dekker, and I got secondhand information from the horse's mouth.
Of course.
And that was really nice. So I could ask him about some specifics in the lyrics because I didn't understand all of the patois, the Jamaican stuff. And then I said, what do you exactly sing in this? Yeah, what does it sound like? I said, well, I imitated what I heard. And he said, yeah, that's right. So I still don't know what it means. I was just imitating the sounds of the words. He said, no, you're right. I said, yeah, but what does it mean? No, you said it. Okay, good. Was this famous part in the Israelites where it says, shot them at Europe, chose us a go. I didn't understand what that meant.
I don't understand what that means.
Well, shot them at Europe, their shirts are tearing up.
Okay.
Chose us a go, the trousers are going. So like the clothes are falling off their bodies. Shot them at Europe, chose us a go. Good. And that's how I learned from the man himself.
Right. And how old were you when you went to that Desmond Dekker show?
I must have been 17, I think.
Okay. So that would have been after Posaunenchor?
Oh, yeah. Wow, you're well informed. That's good. Yes, I started that when I was 10. Like in Germany, every child is forced, or at least in my day.
It's better than recorder, am I right?
Exactly. Every child was forced to learn the recorder at that time. So me too. And then, well, it's not much fun. And then I said, I don't want to do it anymore. And my parents said, okay, what do you do instead? Like they never said, okay, quit it and that's it. They say, no, what do you pick instead?
Do something else.
And I said, I wanted to learn the trumpet. So I did that for half a year, and then they decided, because I have these kissable bass instrument lips that they say, well, you should switch to a larger mouthpiece and do the trombone. And that was in this infamous Posaunenchor, which is a thing in Germany too for Protestant churches where they don't really use organs that much, that they have a brass, like a wind orchestra or whatever you would call it. It's typical for Germany and especially for Protestant churches to have a Posaunenchor, which means trombone choir, but it's trumpets and trombones, and you play the hymns like with that setup.
Right.
And yeah, and then at some point I could see that there was a band playing at my school, and there happened to be El Bosso and the Ping Pongs who were playing their last show, their farewell show, and I could see that you could use the trombone in a different context with music that actually is fun, and it was so successful for them that farewell show that they decided to keep the band alive. And I asked them if I could join them, and they said yes. And
Awesome.
yeah, that's how I got into the ska and reggae music.
Do you ever find that Schlager influence tries to sneak its way into your music?
It does, because I'm actually writing that stuff too. I'm involved in the carnival scene in Münster as well. So the songs that we are writing with this little group of musicians and producing for the carnival goes a bit into the Schlager style, but I think you have to explain to the audience what Schlager is.
I think you would explain it better than me.
Oh, you
I have an idea, but
Yeah, what's your idea?
it's a German.
You have a concept of a plan, right?
I don't know that I could really describe Schlager. I just know that it's influenced in the area that you were from, and I'm maybe all over Germany. I don't know, but
It's it's popular music. Actually, Schlag means to hit. So the word Schlager means a hit,
okay.
like as you would say a hit in the charts, like
Okay.
hit music. German lyrics, and in the 50s and 60s where it started to happen, it was a bit more sophisticated. Now it's just like, could be like disco music. It's pretty simple usually. It's not supposed to be sophisticated. It's for people to enjoy partying and drinking beer, and that will be Schlager.
Do you ever hesitate moving into that?
I mean, it's not really my thing. I very much prefer the stuff from the 60s and 70s out of that genre than what is now. So the old stuff I appreciate. It was a bit more jazzy, a bit more swingy at that time. And I mean, when I do it, it should have some sort of level, like lyrics-wise and all that, for me to enjoy it. But if it's just like, let's go drink and until we puke, is not exactly the message that I want to send to the people.
That's fair, yeah. What sort of relevance to your heritage does your song Freedom of Thought from your album Piping Hot have?
It's that's a cover version, a reprise from a folk song, a German folk song, which is the translation is, the thoughts are free, nobody can hold them, nobody can put them into a prison. So the freedom of thought is and that was in the Third Reich in Germany. That was a song that was very much used by the anti-fascist movement there, to say, okay, you can put us in prison, but you can't put our thoughts in prison. So and because I thought it was ba 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 da 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 da, it sounded to me a bit like this could be like a Scatolites tune, because they used popular melodies and transformed them into ska, and that's why. So on that album there's a German folk song, this Freedom of Thought, Die Gedanken sind frei, and also a Catalan folk song, El Cant dels Ocells, the song of the birds, which is Catalan is this region in Spain, but they're a country of they many of them see themselves as a country of their own. They have their own language, the Catalan language, And many of the musicians on that album, in that project, are Catalans, so people from around Barcelona. So this is, really paying respect to both the German heritage and the Catalan heritage. So you find both these tunes on the Piping Hot album.
Right. You mentioned the Scatolites. Did they have an impression on you as well?
Oh yeah, a lot, of course.
The original Ska
And
band,
I
as some
had
people
an
say.
impression on them as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I sat in for 2 weeks, 20 years ago or so. I was playing the trombone, and I played the trombone for them on some German and Austrian dates. So I really got together with them, and that was really nice. Some of the old people were still around. Lloyd Knibb was there, and Lester Sterling was there, and that was pretty good. They of course, that's a huge impact. When I started listening to ska, it was the Scatolites and Prince Buster a lot, Desmond Dekker, and Byron Lee and the Dragonaires. What they did, they used to be just a dance band at the time. They were not a ska band. They played whatever was the dance craze at the time. So when it was ska, they played ska and really, really well. So that was a huge influence. Yeah.
It reminded me of a story I saw that you opened for Big Youth at Bersenbroek, and that was a big moment for you, being on stage with Big Youth.
Yeah, I like in Bersenbroek, the Reggae Jam. Yeah. I'm one of the 3 hosts.
Oh, okay.
And so we're doing that, and that was actually pretty funny because there's a producer and mixer who sometimes does live mixing as well. His name is Helmut Phillips, also known as Seta. We did one album together, and now he put out 2 or 3 books about dub music. However, he was there and he said, "Yeah, well, I'm going to mix Big Youth now live, and I only did this because you're playing with him." So I don't know about that. And he said, "Well, the sheriff is the organizer of the whole thing. He told me that you're playing with him." I said, "Well, not as far as I know." And then sheriff came around and I said, "Well, you told him I'm playing with Big Youth?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Yeah, well, I don't know about that." "Well, you know now." I said, "Well, pretty cool." So we got backstage with the backing band. We checked what rhythms there are, Stop That Train and Starlark Rhythm and this and that. And then I was a trombone player for the show for Big Youth. And it was great, really. I was standing like 3 meters from him, and he was doing his stuff, and it was pretty good. I really got a kick out of that.
Maybe we could talk to everybody about, actually, let's get a show of hands. Does anybody here know what toasting or DJing is?
What is it?
We got one in the back
I
there.
don't know.
You know what toasting is.
Yeah.
Maybe you could talk a bit about toasting and like give us an example if you feel up to it.
Yeah, sure. Well, it's this singing or like rapping over music. Some people say that that's the origin of rapping and rap music. But it's a little more melodic, and started with the DJs who put on the records, and then they did their little speeches on that, and then at some point they would rhyme, make it a date and don't be late, stuff like that. And that developed from there. So they made more and more and more and more speeches, and all of a sudden it became songs in their own rights. So the performers who are doing this toasting are called DJs, while the guy who's actually DJing, the disc jockey, is called the operator and the selector.
Selector, yeah.
So actually, there's 3 people. The selector would select the album that he gives to the operator. The operator puts it on, and the DJ is the one who's doing the communication and all that. And could be one person, but
doing it all.
Could be 3, but yeah.
And I got an example, or I got to see you perform and toast and rapid fire. Like I'd always heard that you were like really great at toasting, and it is a skill. I'm into hip hop myself and rapping, but not so much the tonal stuff.
Yeah.
So it was just super impressive to see live and super fast.
I was in a hurry.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're referring to like Call the Doctor, maybe that tune. That's pretty fast.
Yes. Yeah. A nice sing along one too. Sing along with the audience. A lot of people were singing along with that one. Call the Doctor.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, it already starts with Because something about for remedy, something about for remedy.
That's the one.
Yeah, and then he has this hiccup part too. It goes like, stuff like that, like little gimmicks and all that. So actually, this somebody who masters that is a MC or DJ or whatever from England, General Levy. He perfected that style, and so that's why I got the idea to do it myself.
So I'm going to go back about 5 or 6 years around when COVID hit. When that happened, our festival, we had to adapt because we couldn't do concerts live. So we created a live stream system, which we're using today for this as well. We got that technology from having to adapt to COVID. And our friends, the Slackers, they came and played here last month. And I think you're friends with the Slackers.
Oh, yeah. Vic
And-
Ruggiero sent me a picture of him at the back of the van that said Dr. Ringling
Ah,
on
yeah,
it.
that's right. I
And
saw
yeah,
that
he
photo.
sent me a WhatsApp and said, look what's happening here. And then, can I post this? And I posted it back on Facebook. And yeah, got a kick out of that.
So I feel like the Slackers did something similar with Slacktoberfest, doing
Yes.
COVID
Yeah.
live streams, and I noticed that you'd done a few live stream videos during that process.
Yeah, some from my kitchen. And for the Slacktoberfest, I did one from a bar.
The bar, yeah.
Yeah.
What was that bar called again?
Gorilla Bar.
Gorilla Bar. That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah, it was a really cool backdrop for that.
Yeah. I was actually behind the taps, and I had my CD player there and little sound system, and I did my own thing there. Yeah, and then 2 people were filming it, and yeah.
And what kind of response did you get from doing that type of stuff? I mean, for me, being stuck at home, and I had the privilege of like being part of our live streams as well, so still experiencing live music to a degree, but artists like Chris Murray and the Slackers doing this kind of kept a lot of people going. Did you ever find people reaching out to you?
Yeah.
And do you find that experience has affected your performance nowadays in any way?
Well, the latter, no, not really. I mean, the thing was that I got some feedback from people who said, "Oh, that was nice," and we put it on our big screen in the living room, and we were dancing. And this is really nice to hear that. But the thing is that when you're doing this performance, you don't get any reaction at all. Like usually, you finish the song, and then you would get some applause or whatever, some react. And so I had to imagine what it's like normally that at this special part of the song people are laughing or whatever, and so yeah, I think having done this stuff for 30 years already before doing the live stream all by myself in my kitchen with nobody around, that helped a bit to just pretend that there was a crowd, and well, there was a crowd, but a crowd of 2 or 3 people in front of their screens.
Right.
But yeah, one time I had a live chat going at the same time, so I could get some feedback, which was nice. But the second time it didn't work, so you just have to pretend, and then afterwards people say they liked it.
Nice.
And I put up please donate PayPal thingy in the background, so people could actually show their appreciation.
Absolutely.
For that. And
yeah.
I got some, so I saw that people were actually watching this, and yeah.
That's really great. It feels good to be out of that too. I know a lot of us,
Oh,
we're
yeah.
waiting so long to get back to live music, and I'm sure Thursday was a good feeling. That there was a nice crowd out there really into the show.
Oh, yeah, tonight, yeah.
And,
last night, yeah.
uh,
The night before last night. Yeah.
Yeah, being able to headline with
Whenever you watch this, yeah.
being able to headline at the Inner Harbor and during the sunset with the Parliament building all lit up in the background. It's
Yeah.
such a feeling for.
Oh, that was great, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially, I mean, I'm so grateful that I was asked to come back after 22 years, because I performed the Victoria Ska Fest in 2004. I was on tour with Eastern Standard Time from Washington, D.C., and with us was also King Django.
Django,
I know the guy. And yeah, so Eastern Standard Time did a set in their own right, and then there was a King Django set and a Dr. Ringling set, and yeah, we did that at the festival as well here, and yeah, that was the last time I played in Canada, and yeah, after 22 years, good to be back at in the same city and doing this stuff. And yeah, that was also when I first met Stranger Cole, who left us
wow.
2 or 3 weeks ago.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I didn't hear
yeah.
that. Oh.
And yeah, we are rolling on now without him. But yeah, that was I mean, that's when I got to know him first, and then yeah, we got friendly, and then you would bump into each other several occasions, be it in Czech Republic or in Spain or Germany or the United States or whatever.
He went from stranger Cole to being friendly Cole.
Yeah, very good.
So-
Funny story though, how he got his
Yeah.
name. He said, yeah, it sounded very naive when he explained that there's this Rocksteady documentary. We was talking, and then they said, yeah, they called me stranger when I was a child because I didn't resemble anybody in the family. I say, well, there's a word for that, right? But anyway, well, they called him stranger. Everybody was so surprised that he didn't look anything like his father. So, okay, things happen.
Going back to when you came before, so one of our previous organizers had done a painting of you, and we tried to track it down. I don't know if we did. It might be somewhere on site, but it's an old Dr. Ringding painting.
I've heard of it.
And I've seen it for years throughout the festival, but I wasn't around 22 years ago when you
Is it
played.
this black and white?
Yes,
I saw at the
that's the one.
rehearsal room.
Yeah, that's the
Well, I
one.
looked like Divine in black and white. Wow, I'm looking good there. Like all made up and everything.
I'm glad you got to see it because
Looks very sexy. Go and find the picture. Yeah, I think that's based on a promo picture I did for a swing lounge event that I DJ'd at. But that's like 25 years ago,
Okay.
20 years or something. And yeah, I mean, I remember the picture, and then it was made like a little more, what would we say, monochromatic? Would you say that? A painting of that, and yeah, it exists. Yeah, and I saw it the day before yesterday for the first time. So if that's the picture, then that we're talking about is like this.
Yep. No, that's,
Something like this, yeah.
that's about right. Thank you, Ducky, for doing that painting. If you're
Oh, the
watching
culprit
out there.
is here? Oh, no. Okay.
No, she might be watching on the live stream.
Okay.
Yeah. And so earlier when we were chatting, you mentioned working on a children's book. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, there's the band leader of a German band called Yellow Umbrella. Has children, and he started doing a series of children's books, and it's about a rabbit, a hare that loves reggae music, and he has adventures. So yeah, and it's all animals, and well, they enjoy listening to reggae music, and I'm the narrator of the audiobooks because I have a great voice for that, and I do all the characters, you know. It's all in German. Like, du kennst mich, fragt der Hase. Aber natürlich, sagt der Vogel. Stuff like that. And yeah, and well, people like it. So parents who like reggae music, they rather have their children listening to that kind of music than Schlager, for instance, which exists as well. So very often at festivals, I would see a young couple come to me and say, yeah, this is Maurice, our boy, and he's a big fan, and he's like 7 years old, and he knows the reggae.
Wow.
And then also my name, I'm referred to as Dr. Klingeling in that one. So yeah, also there's this character, Dr. Klingeling, which is a big panda bear. He's also doing a song, so that's basically me doing the song. But I'm singing and speaking all the other characters as well. Der Reggae-Hase Bo with 4 O. And there's 4 books out so far.
That's great. That's great. So a lot of the time we get artists internationally, they fly in, they fly out. You actually managed to spend a few days at the festival,
Yeah.
enjoy some of the acts. What was your impression of the vibe of the festival?
It's very nice, very friendly, very relaxed, but I think that's a Canadian thing probably, that it's more easygoing than
A West
it
Coast
would be in the
Canadian
United
thing.
States or something, yeah.
Not to say the rest of Canada isn't friendly, but I think we have a reputation on the West Coast of being quite friendly.
Yeah,
But
friendly, and the Canadian told me that you're just better not getting caught. So
It's also an
Who
island
was that
thing.
again, Katie?
It's also an island thing, you know. People on islands tend to be a bit more relaxed about time and
Yeah.
schedules and
To me, it's really nice. People are very polite, as we know from the jokes. And yeah, that was actually my favorite Canadian joke. Like, how do you get 10 Canadians out of a swimming pool? Please get out of the swimming pool. So, are you Googling that one?
yeah. I'm referencing that it's a real joke.
Now it is. I established it. Yeah, so that's what I like about it. I also like that it's very like music-wise. You get some punk, some African music, some this and that, reggae, ska, jazz, but it all fits together. And like I said on stage again already, it's we as the musicians have the opportunity and the possibility and the responsibility to bring people together. So it could be whatever nation, whatever gender, whatever religion, whatever complexion, whatever age, physical appearance, abilities, disabilities. Like, we can bring the people together and experience unity together. I think only music can do that. And so I feel very fortunate to be a part of this, to make it happen, because I'm all for unity and inclusion, and it's very important. So yeah, a festival like this shows me again that it's possible, because I saw people from different countries already. Some Germans were there also. They talked to me in German.
Nice.
But then, there's a Canadian band. I'm half French, half German. Then I'm playing with a Canadian band on a different continent and all that. And it's possible. We can live in harmony. We can play music in harmony together, and that's wonderful.
Yeah, it's such a pleasure to have you here. I think it would be a good time to open up to audience questions, if there are any audience questions out there.
Just the gentleman here has the mic, so if anyone has a question,
Don't be shy.
It'll go in the live stream as well. So, anybody?
Hey, you were saying it took. I saw that show back in 2004.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Thanks for
that
coming
was
back.
great. That was awesome. I actually got the opportunity to play in the very first Ska Fest, but that was way long ago. But that was Monkey Spanker at the time. Anyway, you were saying it took so long to get back to Canada. Have you been to like the U.S. too, but just not Canada, or did it take that long to get back to North America?
Oh, I've been to North America a lot, especially to Mexico. And the U.S. also, I toured a lot, but since COVID, it's been impossible for me to get back in. Like the first Supernova Ska Festival after COVID, they sent me back in Dublin. I made it to Dublin, and then the bottom floor of the airport in Dublin is U.S. territory, so it's already United States pre-clearance area, they call it. And there I learned that my tourist visa was canceled, and that the NIE, the National Interest Exemption, I got from the embassy in Berlin, the American embassy. That's worth nothing. And but I also saw some American citizens be sent back because their COVID test was an hour too old for them to fly back home. So, and then there was an interrogation with me, like if my father had ever been ever pretended to be a citizen of the United States of America. I said no, and where does he live? I said, oh, he's dead. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I said, yeah, well, it's been 12 years, and yeah, whatever. Been strange. And then the next time we just wanted to be sure that I could make it, so we applied for work visa to do 60 minutes backed by an American band. So actually I was providing jobs for U.S. citizens, or would have been providing jobs for U.S. citizens. Yeah, took ages, and you had to prove that you're an artist. Like I said, well, you look it up on Wikipedia or whatever, but no. So yeah, can you get some don't know, like clips from magazines or something where you do interviews? The more international, the better. And I've played everywhere. Like I've been to Korea and to to Indonesia and to Kenya and to Uganda.
Rudy
and to
Ska.
Huh?
Rudy Ska.
Kingston Rudy Ska from
yeah.
Seoul. Yeah, so you know these guys?
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful band. Great, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we played once and then we took the time to record something and then I produced it. There's an EP out called Ska and Soul. And then the second time I came there, we presented that stuff and we did some live shows together again. So, so I got all this stuff amassed, and it's like a 250 pages stuff that he had to print out twice. Tim from the Supernovas, and then you get to apply for a work visa. You have to just to apply for it, you have to pay $500 already, and so. Pending. At some point, they said, okay, now we got a date for you to show up at the embassy in Berlin, which is 500 kilometers away from where I live. And the date for that appointment was 5 weeks after the festival. So it's like, it was ridiculous. And then we tried again last year, and it was pending, and then it was too late again. So never made it. And that's... Yeah, I was very happy to see that it's happening in Canada, and I asked, well, how much is the visa then? And they say, you're $7. What? Okay. And I had a letter of invitation and all that. So at the immigration, I even checked the box with employment, and then they asked me, okay, what's your employment? I said, well, I'm a musician. I'm at a festival. Okay, you're free to pass. Okay, well, this is easy. It's wonderful.
And you mentioned
I love this country, and so I think I'll be back more often here than there. So.
and you mentioned you'll be going to Montreal next for Canada
Yeah, tomorrow
Day.
actually. Yeah, I got friends there, and that's the first time for me. I've never been to Quebec, and since I'm half French also, I was raised bilingually with German and French. I think I'll get a kick out of that. And then I put it up when I knew I was going to do like 3 or 4 days in Canada, also for the Jour du Canada. Canada Day on the 1st of July. I asked, well, I'll be around. Is there any reggae event where I can participate? And 2 DJs, sure enough, set up something for me. So I'm doing a sound system show in 2 days there,
Awesome.
just for that. Just for the fun of it, I guess. And but yeah, nice occasion, and then I can put it in my portfolio. Well, hello there. So that's the first. I was in Toronto once in 1999, but that was the last time I was there as well. So I think it won't take 22 more years for the next time to.
We hope so. We hope to have you back sooner.
Yeah.
Any more questions out there? Oh,
Hi.
hi.
Hello.
You've talked a lot about like everything you've done and everywhere you've been, and I'm just wondering if after a long career like yours, if there's anything left on your bucket list, like if there's anything that you'd like to do that you haven't yet. been able to do.
Well, there are countries where I haven't been to yet, like Portugal. I never played Portugal, funnily enough, but Spain a lot and everything around. I've never been to Australia. I would like to see what that's like. But it's not really a bucket list. Like I could die without. I might actually.
You already
Without
said
having been there. Don't cry for me, because I'm already dead. Not really. I mean, it would be nice, but I've been to so many places. I played different places in Russia. I was in Tunisia. I was in Venezuela and Colombia and whatnot. And it's very nice and satisfying that you go somewhere and you're there because you've been invited. You know, other people have to save a lot of money to be able to do a safari. And for us, well, since we're here in Nairobi, why not take the van for 4 hours and do a safari for 2 days or something? And we did that, and then I could see leopards and elephants, and that's great. So the music takes me there, and I'm very grateful for that. But bucket list, not really. I mean, I would like to play maybe in Jamaica, but I'm more attracted to the Jamaica of the 80s than Jamaica now. But if there's vintage night there or something, I would love to perform there, of course,
And in
for
all of
old
these,
people.
And in all of these experiences and all of these places and all of your shows that you've played and people you've met and everything else, is there something that stuck with you as like a piece of advice that you would pass on to people who are hoping to achieve the similar longevity of career that you've been able to do?
Good question. Piece of advice, I don't know, but there are, of course, things where I say, okay, it opens your eyes, your horizon, that you see like every culture is different, every person is different, and you embrace the culture wherever you go. It's a big, I'm very fortunate to be invited to these places. Everybody's kind to me because, I mean, they invited me, so they better had. And yeah, but it's. I think it's very humbling to be. I mean, you could get big-headed from that, like, oh yeah, no, I'm in Magnitogorsk in Russia, and I'm there because I'm a great person. But actually, I remember being in Magnitogorsk on the Ural in Russia, standing there in the snow, looking up at the sky, looking up at the birch trees, and crying because I said, wow, this is. I'm so fortunate to be. My music brought me here. Like, I started as a fan of the music, and I wrote my first lyrics in the basement of my parents, and now I'm here, and this got me here, and that's humbling for me, and I'm very grateful for that. Yeah. Well, thank you.
Well, I was just going to sort of comment and I guess ask, and you guys can elaborate, but Sean asked about Schlager music, and I don't know where he got that question from or whatever, but I kind of think of it like it probably sounds kind of worldy and exotic to us maybe, but it
Well,
would
you
be like,
guys think that Jägermeister is a delicacy, so.
yeah.
Yeah.
But, you know, to us it would be like our like very shallow pop, easy kind of music that we would listen to here that I mean, nothing against it, but a lot of us probably think is complete garbage.
Yeah. Well, you're not supposed to take it as poetry or something, so, yeah.
Anyway, I just kind of, that perspective, I guess,
Yeah.
sometimes.
Well, there is music that is more sophisticated, or lyrics that are more sophisticated, and I enjoy that more than that. Like, if that's on the radio, I usually don't listen. Also DJ for parties, for weddings, or 50th birthdays, or whatever. If they like it, I play it. I enjoy it less than if it was, I don't know, funk music or some stuff from the 80s or reggae or whatever. But sometimes I'm lucky, and then there's a silver wedding, and they explicitly ask for swing music because they do Lindy Hop and Balboa stuff, and also world music, as in Balkan stuff, Caribbean stuff, so I enjoy that a lot. So I can actually play the stuff they want and enjoy it myself. That's much more enjoyable than having to do the Schlager, but I mean, if they pay me and at the end of the night I go to bed a little richer than I woke up, then that's a good thing.
I mean, without having heard Schlager music, well, not that I know of, maybe I have, but it would probably sound very like exotic and interesting to somebody from another part of the world. But anyway,
I can play you some later on.
Schlager party.
So like sometimes
I mean, the Schlager, the thing is, it's not a genre. Well, it's a genre in itself, but not musically. Like the older ones, they use stuff from different things, and then they said, "Oh, what a beautiful night in Naples." Then they would use elements from Italian music, have mandolins playing, and if they say, "Oh, the red sun over Crete," then they use some sirtaki rhythms for that, and but it's
Yeah.
cliches.
I mean, it's the same as like pop music to us, or whatever you want to call pop music, or whatever.
Yeah.
But like if we heard pop music from like India or like somewhere else,
Yeah,
we might be
yeah.
like,
Yes.
oh, this is like you know,
But I think
Weird
the
and
like the
cool,
stuff
but-
in the German production is too much of a Western culture anyway. That wouldn't be too exotic to you. Yeah.
Like 99 Red Balloons? Would that be considered like older Schlager?
There's no Schlager, no.
No?
That,
No,
that
okay.
was a band called, that was from the singer Nena. That was in a time that was called Neue Deutsche Welle, New German Wave.
Oh, okay.
And that was exactly a thing to oppose to the Schlager music
Wow.
that was there, to have new German bands sing in German and make a different sense than what the Schlager was. So that was just a pop rock, but in German, and was part of the Neue Deutsche Welle. And yeah, and that hit in America as well.
Yeah,
right?
there was an English version for
Yeah.
sure, and that was what I
was it
grew up
covered
knowing.
by a punk band or something? Goldfinger, yeah, and was a huge hit in Germany, of course. Reference to a Rolling Stones show that happened in West Berlin at that time, and there were actually balloons, and then the military on the eastern side got a little uncomfortable, and it was based on that fact.
Okay.
Funnily enough,
I did not know that. That's cool.
I just made it up. No, it's true.
Any more questions? Time for one more question, maybe? One at the back there.
You said you used to set up your own tours and stuff. How has the touring game changed from how you used to set up then to now, especially with like the digital distribution era?
So one is the touring, and the other one is
The distribution, like
the distribution.
yeah.
Well, first of all, it's not possible to recoup from putting out music because the production cost is much higher than what you could ever gain from streaming and all that. I mean, the good thing is that it's available all over the world. So if there's somebody in Peru or in Madagascar or whatever, they would be able to listen to your music.
It's become more accessible.
Exactly. But then again, like if Spotify plays you 0.0003 pennies for a stream or something, it will never make the money back. So it's become much more difficult. So because the only way you can earn some money is to play the shows and to sell some merch if it's possible. But after COVID, like so many clubs closed down, and people are not used to go into live shows as much as they did before that. People became used to consuming music in other ways, by streaming, by all that they don't show up at the shows. So no more clubs, fewer people coming to the shows. Also this thing like right after COVID, when there were shows, they were canceled in the last minute. Because they say, oh yeah, well the show's not taking place, so because the drummer has corona, so people don't buy tickets in advance anymore because they don't want to jeopardize that. So they go, and then all the shows that had to be not repeated, but
Refunded?
no, not refunded, but like they couldn't do the show last year, so they do it,
Postponed.
postponed, yeah. But then all of a sudden, because there were no shows for 3 years, they put 3 times as many shows on one weekend than that it was possible.
It oversaturated it when it was time.
Exactly, yeah. So that got worse. So there's also less income, and I mean I'm well known within my bubble in the reggae and ska scene, but still I have to, like I said, I DJ for weddings. I work in a bar as well. This is like if every weekend was like this, wonderful, but that's not the case. Like in February, there are no shows really, and yeah.
Thank you.
All right, maybe we'll end it there. Dr. Ringding, thank you so much for joining us for
Thanks for having
our
me.
free artist, free artist talk series.
Free means it's not getting paid, right?
Yes, everybody got to attend for free.
Yeah. Oh, I thought it's.
I think it's incorporated in your pay.
I'm saying it's like free jazz. It's because you're not getting paid for playing that. Right?
So thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Thanks for coming to the festival.
Oh, sure, we can do. Shall
Little
shall we do a
demonstration
song? Yeah, no. We can do this one, this mic, or?
Yeah, you can do that one. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Well, I'll stand up for that. Getting old is not for.
You want a cordless instead?
Check, check. Hey, everybody. My name is Drew.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, you can take this one. Yeah.
Check,
I don't
check.
know.
My name is Drew. Welcome
Check,
to the
check,
Open
check.
Studios, and we're
All
stoked
right.
to have Dr. Ring Ding. Here we go. Yo, do you mind if I jump in on a little lyric here too?
Sure, you can take the second. Yeah, let's do the instrumental rather.
Yeah, here we go.
This one is the Doctor's Darling. There was a cooperation with a band from Berlin, the band Seed, who I was clever enough to use that rhythm. They had this rhythm. They asked me to do a version on that one, and the rhythm is called the Doctor's Darling because it's based on the bass line of The Night Nurse by Gregory Isaacs. So I called my version the name of the rhythm, Doctor's Darling. So everybody who plays the rhythm selection is forced to play what they think was the original, which is my tune, which wasn't the original. But there was a very clever move. So this came out in Jamaica and was on rhythm compilation on VP Records in the United States. And yeah.
For the cameras, come like.
Yeah, where do I go? Here?
Oh yes, even though Dr. is on check on instructor. On this one with only Dr. Darling. Hear me balling, boy. Bloody life. Them love how she walk and them love how she talk. Love how she wind up her waist up her dog. Them keep balling. See the good Dr. Darling. Them love how she look and them love how she smile. Love how she do it, yeah, she do it in a style. Them keep balling. Pretty good Dr. Darling. Watch it. You know, say that me big. You know, say that me bad. Me love me run me that, not uncle in the dance hall. Have the musical remedy, me send me had the cure all. When the people them ball forward, select a pull up and all. If a boy try a thing, him can't touch we at all. We go and rock him backbone, juke out him eyeball. We come to mash him up like tiny mash up the ball. Jah know me can kill, Jah know me can maul. But he's a little something, cause the doctor fi fall. I'm in the walking, talking, sleeping, crying, living doll. When she reached the place, people start ball. Over her body, missing off man a brawl. We give her a call before the night fall. She answered the phone while on the bed she a sprawl. The sound of a voice make me flesh crawl. She call me while lollipop like the girl Millie's mouth. She said, say anything you want. If you want half a ball or two, little of a that the panna give me tantal. Pick a patter, me can feel the rain fall. Love how she walk and them love how she talk. Love how she wind up her waist up a dog. Then keep balling you. See the good Dr. Darling. Hey. Are you ready for this one? Yeah. All right.
Oh, born ready.
Yes.
We got the seed one.
Your turn.
One back, me water pump, me cool and deadly. If you go dance with the ladies, them a dance ya too funky. Make man a move and the dance like junkie. We one back, we water pump, we cool and deadly. If you go dance with the ladies, them a dance ya too funky. Gunshot a bus. See hip shake, watch your frame, babe, dive in your lake. Dream come awake and make this tune earth shake. How do you make it naked? Look it all I can take, put in my toaster. Watch I kick, ride a coaster, roller coaster. Ain't no fake mark. Top of the coast, we want the most. Hey ladies, Dr. Ring Ding, woo!
Lord, me say them love how she walk and them love how she talk. Love how she wind up her waist off her dog. Then keep balling. Feel the good Dr. Darling.
Oh gosh.
Say only you alone can quench this my thirst.
No doubt about it.
Original said I'm going to take back shots, see? Original style, I come to run the area, and we try to specify, yeah, yeah. All right, Canada, make some noise.
Yo,
Thank
make
you.
some noise, Dr. Ringding. That was amazing. I don't think I sang that song in 15 years. Amazing. Thank you to the Victoria Ska and Reggae Festival Society for making this happen. This is our very first live stream at the Open Studios, and we're so excited to have Dr. Ringding here. And thank you, Sean, for interviewing. Thanks to all the volunteers that put this together. And up next, we got Souls of Mischief, which I'm pretty stoked on. And just to let you know, so the Open Studios is part of the Pacific School of Innovation and Inquiry. And after school hours, we open our studios back up to become a all-ages creative arts hub where we're doing live music and rehearsals and recording and all kinds of different things. And this whole live stream rig is so that when you come here and you play your very first show of ever, you're gonna come away with a nice recording and a nice video. So make sure you tune into our YouTube channel. That's the Open Studios Victoria, and check us on Instagram and all the socials and all that. I'll stop talking because we're gonna just take a bit of a break here. And thank you to Dr. Ringding and all the crew. Much love, Victoria Ska and Reggae Festival.
one can do 40 minutes.
I'm actually from Seattle. I'm here to apologize on behalf of the Americans. We're very sorry. I started an event called Canadian Music Nights last weekend at Pike Place Market, and we're just basically trying to promote Canadian culture, and that's our gateway to promote the world's culture, because a lot of people in America are really pissed off about how stupid everything is. And
Like I just said,
all
all
the
people who feel like Canadian, don't apologize. We are, like the definition of Canadian, right? Like an American just without the gun.
my joke is that I live closer to Seattle.
Right now, we just matching in the studio. We're hailing from East Oakland, California, and sometimes it gets a little hectic out there. But right now, we gonna help you on how we just chill. Down to 7 digits, call up Bridget, her man's a midget. Plus she got fringe, yo, I can dig it. Here's a 40 swinging, you know it's frigid. I got him chilling in the cooler, break out the ruler. Damn, that's the baddest dog I ever seen. The one that's keen and Cali, getting weed, it makes it feel like Maui. Now we feel this vibration. So many females, so much inspiration. I get inspired by the blunts too. I'll front you. If you hang with a bunk crew, I roam the strip for bones to pick. When I find one, I'm gun. Take her home and quickly do this. I need not explain this. And plus it's famous, so get the anus. Hey, that's who's there? I'm through there, no time to do here. The flicks it ain't, so get straight. You look great, let's rub down. Oh, look down, some flavor, later, there's a creator. We in the gut, the cinema was mediocre. Take it to the grip so I can stroke her. Kids get broke for their skins when I'm in.
Check,
So
check.
strange, I throw game at your dip like handball. Cause the fans all that. I'm leading shit.
Yo.
Check.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
You want to do an intro, Drew?
All right. Did you get that?
Yes. Back up to where it was.
All right, welcome everybody to the Open Studios for the free artist talk for the Victoria Ska and Reggae Festival. My name's Drew. I'm running the Open Studios, an all-ages creative arts hub that's under the umbrella of the Pacific School of Innovation and Inquiry. We're here in Victoria, BC, on the traditional territories of the Lekwungen-speaking peoples. That's a song he's in Esquimalt for First Nations, on whose traditional territories we build and create connections and community and beautiful music. And we are so stoked to have had Dr. Ringding up. And up next, personal fave. So excited today to be welcoming Souls of Mischief to the stage. Welcome. Make some noise.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. My name is Blake. Some people call me Rags. Most people call me Blake. Really honored to be here with legends, Souls of Mischief from the iconic Hieroglyphics crew. Welcome back to Victoria.
Thank you.
You guys have a long history coming up here. What are some of your memories of Victoria?
Really good food. I mean, it's been fun. It's rainy usually, but I remember we were talking in the car. There was once we came in, it was like super sunny, like beach vibes and stuff. But it's always been good crowd, good people.
Yeah.
Everybody's
First
very
time
friendly.
catching a ferry.
Yeah, that's true.
Really? You guys come here that many times? You skipped the ferry all those times?
No, I'm saying the first time we came to Victoria was the first time
Oh,
I'd ever caught a ferry before. This was many years ago, but you asked about memories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Let's start at the beginning. Why rap? What is it about rap that keeps you doing it?
Well, I mean, all right, we grew up in the 80s. We're 70s kids that grew up in the 80s. And at that time, hip-hop on a national level, because prior to 79, hip-hop, you could only hear it if you lived in New York. It was more of a, a citywide culture. It hadn't become mainstream. There weren't any hip-hop albums that could be played anywhere else in the world. But in 1979, Rapper's Delight came out, and that's when all of us who were alive at that time were able to hear hip-hop if you didn't live in New York. And from that very moment, there was just, there were certain people who thought there was something really special about that. And, myself
and my good friend Tajay, we were those kids, you know. We were 5 years old at that point, and I don't know, it was just, you know, our parents both played a lot of music in the house, a lot of different genres of music, and that was a brand new genre, so they were like, check this out, this is like some new stuff. It's like poems over disco funky beats, you know. It's how an older person would describe it back then. It didn't really have the name hip hop yet, but to get to it, we just fell in love with just the vividness of it all, right? So, you know, songs are usually poetic and they have nuance, and they're, you know, you have to kind of listen to see where the writer is trying to take you. And with hip hop, it's very direct. It was it was like somebody talking to you in musical form, and that was new at that moment in time. Music didn't come across like that. Music wasn't like, hey, I mean, there may have been songs that were more like that, but it's literally like, I am speaking to you as if this isn't a song. I'm talking to you. You understand everything I'm saying very clearly. There's no poetic nuance, and not to say that there's something wrong with that. It's just that at that time, that was a different way to hear music. And we were just at the time in our lives to where that grabbed us. And then as more hip-hop started being released over the years, like from 79 to 82. Now in 82, you have like The Message by Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five. And that song just painted a picture of a place you had never been, but felt like you were there when you listened to the song. And it was just amazing. And we just, you know, we just gravitated towards it. And ever since then, we grew with it. So that's why, to answer your ultimate question, is from that moment, we grew with the culture. Like all the changes it made over the years, we were right there growing with it. And that's why it's just so much a part of who we are now and why we would never stop, you know?
Yeah, that's a great answer. I would just like to add that the genre is ours, you know? Like, it was the first thing that was our own music. Our parents listened to rock, or they listened to soul or jazz or blues or whatever. This was something where it's like, oh, this is our generation's music. And I mean, we had no idea that it would continue to multiple generations and be their music as well, because the genre was just being formed.
What are some of the changes that you guys have noticed in hip hop over 30 years, for better or worse? What are some of the things that make you think about the genre now?
I would like to say that when you first were a rapper, when we were young, there was no money in it. So the concept that you're going to become rich, or the commercialization portion of it, was not even something that you did. I mean, I think the closest analog would probably be like skating. Like, people just skateboarded because they loved to skateboard, and it was fun to do tricks and hang out with your friends and do these things. But you weren't like, I'm about to sign $1 million shoe deal with Vans or DC, or I'm going to have a video game. It was just something that you did that you loved it. So to me, the biggest change is probably the commercialization. I mean, there were always different topics, because it's an urban genre, right? Bass genre. So there's stuff going on in the urban environment that's still going on. But just the commercialization, and then people getting into it to become rich. Like, that is an interesting, that didn't occur to us when we were first making the music, or I think any of the rappers from that era. It was just like, we're doing something that we love. Wow, it's great to be seen on a large scale and you know, travel and do all these things. But the goal of getting into it wasn't to become a commercial success. It was to tell a story and to share.
Yeah. You guys came up, obviously, as a group together, part of Hieroglyphics, Souls of Mischief. What is the importance of the collective and the community aspect of the music for you?
Well, again, going back to those early days, hip-hop wasn't popular like it is now. It was kind of a subculture, counterculture type thing, and if you had friends that were into hip hop as well, you guys were like a small group and kind of like even looked at as weirdos to certain people. It's like the same way if you went to school and they had the goths over here and the rockers over here and the smokers over here, with the cool kids are all over here. Hip hop was over here with all of the other subgenres, you know, and so we developed friendships or strengthen our friendships based off of our common love for that subculture. And that's why the group aesthetic and dynamic is so important to us. Like, so back in the day when we were younger, if you met somebody that had the same, I mean, this could count for anyone. If you meet somebody who has the same shared interests as you do, and it's not wildly popular, but you guys both have this huge passion for this thing, then you're gonna become quick and fast friends with that person, right? You have this unifying factor that bonds you guys in a way that just doesn't happen with other people. And even if you have friends that aren't into it, you're gonna have a special friendship with this person who shares these same unique interests. And that's how hip hop was for us. It was almost like, if you fell in love with hip hop back in the day, you just were in love with it. And anybody who else that you met that was in love with it, you just felt like a camaraderie with them. And you could talk about things you can't talk to other people about. And that's just how that's how hip hop strengthened our friendships. And even some of the people I know in hieroglyphics, I know them because of hip hop. Tajay's I knew him prior to, our friendship is outside of hip hop, but there are members in hieroglyphics that I became friends with them because of our common love for hip hop, and not only just the group, just countless people we've met in our journeys across the world through hip hop. We have really good friends we met from hip hop bringing us to other places like Victoria, like Canada. I have friends in Canada that I would never have known if hip hop didn't bring me here. So there's something about hip hop that just kind of like, it gives you a common bond. I like to call it the unifying factor. Music does it for people all the time, and hip hop did that for us.
Nice. You guys are probably answering so many questions about 93 to Infinity, but what's it like to make a song that everybody, regardless of the genres they like, everyone seems to like and love 93 to Infinity? What's that? What's the feeling of having a song with a legacy like that?
Oh, well, I get an evergreen or an earworm, depending on how you look at it, is fantastic. I mean, we're here because of that song, right? I mean, we have a large catalog. We're making new music that's coming out soon, but that song is the reason why we're having this conversation. So to do this all over the known universe, is like an incredible feeling, and to be doing it we're in our fourth decade of doing this, right? I mean, we just celebrated 30 years, so now we're going towards 40. And so when you start off as the youngest person in the room, and you end up being one of the older people in the room, it's a great feeling because you see that this thing connects generations.
Yeah, I mean, everything he said, and I'd like to add, when we were making these songs, we were literally, teenagers. We just wanted to be in the conversation, in the books with our legends, with the people that we looked up to, with the people that we listened to. We're making music to be recognized like that. Like, we were trying to bring our own page in the hip hop book, And as someone that age, you don't have the foresight to think 5 years ahead, 2 years ahead, 10 years ahead. I mean, I'm talking like we were 17, 18, 19 at this time, right? You don't have the time, the foresight to see that far ahead, much less 20, 30. We're 33 years in the game now. It's 2026. There's no way for us at the time making that song and these songs to understand that what the future even looks like, So to be here, with that said, to be here 33 years later, it's absolutely surreal. Like, it's crazy. Every day it's crazy. I'm in Victoria, it's crazy, and I think that comes from our appreciation of how far this has taken us, and remembering that we were just kids dreaming and just having fun in the studio. We weren't in there saying, look, we're gonna make this song, people are gonna like it all over the world, they're gonna people are gonna be streaming it. Like, we were spinning vinyl and playing cassette tapes back then, and it's just impossible to foresee that kind of success in the mindset that we were in. So to be here is absolutely surreal, and I think that outlook is what kind of keeps us in the game. It's like there's two things. We could have never been here, and it could end tomorrow. And those two things keep us in a moment of gratitude right now.
For real.
Yeah. Because I have the mic and I have the power right now, I need to ask about non-93 Till Infinity Souls. There Is Only Now. That album is unreal. Obviously based on you guys, it was based on a shooting you guys were involved with? Like, is that where the narrative started from? Can you tell me a
Victims
little
of,
bit about-
victims of, not involved with.
Yeah, very, very keen distinction.
Oh yeah. No, that was based the very first song.
The first
verse of the first song is based on a true story where we were hanging outside of a club. The club was called the Upper Room.
Yes.
And it was which is an interesting name for them about to be sending you to the Upper Room. But it was a club we were hanging outside of, and we were talking, and it was after the club had closed, and a guy walks up to us pulling a ski mask down with a gun in his hand, and he's like, "Get on the grip!" And as soon as he said "grip," his gun went. I don't think he planned on shooting the gun. He was probably trying to rob us or scare us, but the gun goes off, and it went off so close to our manager then and producer Domino's eyes that he had gunpowder burns in his eye on his eyeball. So that's how close the bullet was to his eyes. But fortunately, we all survived that, and we're here to have the conversation about it. So the rest is all fiction.
Yeah.
And Busta Rhymes and Scarab and Ali Shaheed showed up, and the best part of that record is it's 100% original, no samples. All live music that down to the drums, and it was. I mean, it's a whole world built inside of a record, so it's cool. I'd love to see it as like a anime or something.
I would love that. As someone who loves a full album, it's really
it's a trip because we worked with Adrian Young. He's a producer and instrumentalist, and we were brainstorming with him, and he kept asking us, well, tell me stories, crazy stories about your life before we even made the album. And somehow we started telling that story, and it was his idea, like that. Tell that story, start this fictional album with that story. And that's how it happened. Like, it was actually very traumatizing for us. It was really crazy. If you listen to the song, you could kind of hear what happened. But yeah, I just wanted to add that Adrian Young kind of got the story out of us and said, this is the direction I want to take this album on. And the whole rest of the album was a fiction built like almost a movie cinematic fiction based off of that initial moment. The very first song, the first half of the first song.
Whose choice was it to get Busta Rhymes to come in as Womack? Because it's an inspired choice.
Yeah, it was Adrian. Adrian was like, I'm gonna get Busta Bus on this, and you can hear it by that song. It's kind of a what would you call that? Interpolation of scenario. Interpolation of scenario remix almost, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
So if you listen back to it, he had the whole musical vision and the foresight to put Busta Rhymes on there.
That's amazing. What an album.
Thank you.
Montezuma's Revenge. Another great record that I love so much. You guys got any Prince Paul stories?
Yeah. Yes.
Any appropriate Prince Paul stories?
Well, yes, absolutely. I'm sure Tajay has his own, but this isn't even really a big story. But so we rented a home in the mountains, in the Muir Woods, outside of the Bay Area, to live in and make this album. Right? There was just a house in the forest, and the name of the album, Montezuma's Revenge, came from the fact that the house was on Montezuma Road or Montezuma Street. And so that's how the name came up. But the crazy part for me is just waking up every morning and we all had our own rooms, and we just wake up and we go into the kitchen and Prince Paul is in the kitchen, And if you don't know who Prince Paul is, he's the producer for De La Soul, one of the producers for Handsome Boy Modeling School. He's originally from a group called Stetsasonic in the 80s. He's legendary. When you leave here, Google Prince Paul and you'll know why somebody our age, when we're waking up and living in a house with Prince Paul, he flew from New York to live in this house with us. And every morning I got up, I would just wake up and be like, that's friggin' Prince Paul in the kitchen reading a newspaper or drinking some orange juice. And it was just crazy because before, when we were children, we were listening to music he produced, dreaming of being out there like the people he produced, like De La Soul, who was like one of our biggest influences growing up. And so it was just really weird while we were making that album with Prince Paul, just to wake up. And I used to trip out in my head. I would wake up and be like, damn, Prince Paul's just sitting over there, like just hanging out. And yeah, I'm still, one thing about Souls and hieroglyphics as a whole is that we're fans of this culture. We're being the artist and being on stage and being known is still the weird part for us because we're so big fans of this culture. So I fan out, man. If I meet Redman, I'm like, you know, and he's looking at me like we're contemporaries. And I'm like, yo, that's friggin' Redman. It's like, so that's kind of the feeling that I had waking up seeing Prince Paul every day. That's even outside of just how great it was to work with him. But we're just fans, man. We just love it.
Anything to add?
Tasha?
Prince Paul is very healthy. He wakes up every day and works out.
Damn.
Now that would be the, you know, it's a great inspiration. I mean, he probably looks younger than us and he's older than us.
Prince Paul's a legend.
Yeah, he's a legend.
And just like you guys. Cab Fair. I love that song. It's been one of my favorite bootlegs forever.
Thank you.
Any memories of Cab Fair?
Yeah, man. That's another song I produced. I produced 93 Till as well. Cab Fair was one of those songs that, so I used to dollar bin surf, going to get my records and collecting my records for sampling and stuff. I grew up, we grew up in vinyl households. Our parents had vinyl, so I started growing my own vinyl collection. I used to go digging as a hip hop producer, and I didn't have much money. I mean, we didn't have much money, so I was a dollar bin surfer, and I saw that in the dollar bin, and it immediately all came to me. I was like, oh, wow, the Taxi theme song. Because if you grew up in the 80s, you just know the TV show, Taxi. You know the song by heart in your head. It's like, enough said. If you're younger, like, this may not make sense to you, but it was such a noticeable tune that when I saw the album, I was like, I didn't even think that they had a Taxi, a record with a Taxi sample. That's how young I was when the show was out. So when I saw the album, I immediately was like, ooh, I'm going to flip that, and ooh, we can make some kind of song about, somehow make a hip-hop, make the theme Taxis. I don't know how we were going to work it out at that point yet, but I knew that if we used the Taxi song and made the song somehow have to do with taxis, that would be dope. That would be fresh. Not even like that would be a song everybody would love. We didn't even think like that yet. I think when I made that beat, I had to be like 16, Didn't even think, we weren't thinking in terms of adult success in hip hop. We were thinking of kids that like making music together, and we're trying to be witty like the people we looked up to, and again, have our own page in hip hop history. That was the whole focus. So that's how that happened. I flipped the beat, played it to the boys, and kind of presented what we were gonna do, and then we worked out how everybody was gonna have a different point of view of dealing with taxis. Like, I think I was like I was like a shiesty cat, not a shiesty, but like I was a taxi driver. Somebody else was a patron. Tajay couldn't get a taxi, which is a real thing for people of color. Like back in the 80s and 90s, taxis would not pull over. I swear.
Shout out Uber.
Yeah, I was gonna say that Uber changed that for me. Up until Uber, I still had trouble getting taxis, believe it or not. Like, they would look at me and be like, pew.
I remember us and De La Soul walking with our records and music equipment to our gig on New Year's Eve in like knee-high snow because nobody would pick us up in New York.
Yeah.
It was a big problem. Shout out Uber.
We've all been in the situation of like having money in our hand, like, please pick me up, and the car would be like, so Uber changed all that. But yeah, so Tajay was the guy in the song who couldn't get a taxi until the black taxi cab guy picked him up. So it was all kind of at that point figuring out who was gonna be what was a group thing, and that's how it all came together. And that song ended up not getting cleared sample wise for the first album. It was supposed to be on 93 Till Infinity, and instead it got leaked and became like one of our cult classic songs and stuff. So it's never actually been out. You can't stream it. You can't really, you just, if you have it, you have it. And you probably have like a hissy demo version that was recorded off of 10 cassette tapes, but that's that.
Yeah, I think I downloaded it off Napster or Souls years ago. Looking at your shirt there, you got that A+ Hyro shirt with the Jamaican flag.
Yes, sir.
Obviously, hip hop and reggae have a lot of ties together. One doesn't exist without the other in some cases.
Yes.
What does reggae mean to you guys?
For me, like my parents are Jamaican. Both of my parents are bona foreign. They're, born in Jamaica. I'm first bona foreign. Like, I'm Jamaican American, born in Jamaica. Me and my sister are first generation American. So my household was little Jamaica growing up. Like literally on the block we lived on, I was like, it's almost like being an immigrant on the block, Even though I was a black family in a black neighborhood, we weren't black Americans. It was a little different. So I've grown up with reggae. We all grew up with. You didn't have to be Jamaican to grow up with reggae. Don't get me wrong. Everybody loves reggae. If you don't like reggae, you suspect.
Agreed.
Who doesn't like reggae? There's an issue with
something
you.
wrong with you.
Yeah.
Over there.
Yeah. So that's what reggae means to me. I love reggae. Again, who doesn't, bro? There's something wrong with you.
The rhythm of reggae is the human heart at rest.
Yes, sir.
We should all be in it.
I think also when you think about roots reggae, like I'm not a gospel music fan, but reggae music is like gospel, and it's one of the few musics that's. I'm talking about roots reggae. And this has maintained this sort of conscious vibe the entire time, like it's part of its DNA. Yeah. And when people adulterate that with something else, they call it something else. And that's kind of cool because it's like, okay, this consciousness is part of the base mixture for the music. So I think reggae is important. Man, it's super important to keep the drumming and keep like you said, it's like not just the heartbeat of the individuals, but the heartbeat of the world. We're in a world fraught with a lot of peril, and I think that reggae is something that's kind of like a lighthouse. You know what I mean? In a tumultuous sea, like a North Star. There we go. That's even better. Not even man-made. It's I don't want to call it an important genre because it's more than an important genre. It's like something that I feel like if it's keeping people on this straight and narrow when a lot of the other stuff is purposefully leading people astray.
Absolutely. Clinton Fearon and the book.
They all could.
Yo. Clinton Fearon and the Boogie Band played at Ship Point last night, and it was a life-affirming set. It really filled up everyone's hearts, I think. You guys said you're working on some new music. There's new Hyro on the way, right? What can you tell us about new Hyro coming? If anything.
It's great. It's great. A+ produced the bulk of the album, him and Domino, so we kind of got back to our roots as far as our main producers putting out the music, and I think it's very I hate to say age appropriate because that makes it sound very lame. And it's not, but it's like, oh, these dudes have been doing this for decades. And so, but no, it's not grown up rap. Okay. I don't want to put it that way. That's why I'm saying age appropriate in that I don't think that we're addressing topics or having a perspective that's necessarily not in keeping with somebody who's been doing this for 30 years. It's still youthful. Our younger fans that have listened to it are going crazy for it because there's nothing. I don't think there's anything like it out right now because we live in a world that we're trying to chase this sort of youth culture even when we're well into our 50s. Not well into our 50s, but in our 50s, et cetera. And I think that the record, nothing wrong with that, by the way. The record is, I really like that. It's just like, it's good hip hop that sounds like seasoned veterans made it. But it's not dated. Like we're not trying to bring back the old style. No, it's new. It's new music and a lot of good lyricism, and I'm excited. We've got nothing but good. It's available right now at shophyro.com if you want to get it and become an early supporter. But we've got nothing but good responses, which is very actually abnormal for any piece of art, right? Usually people are on the fence about it, and I mean, I'm not ignoring bad responses. We've literally gotten nothing but good responses, and that's kind of mind blowing. But it feels like you said, sort of life affirming, like we were on the right path. So it's called All Said and Done. Great record.
Like he said, it's available for early supporters at shophyro.com. But it's going to be available for everyone on DSPs September 3rd. Just
9/3.
Yeah, 9/3. So yeah, as far as the album, I love the album. I think, man, it's like we've been doing this for a minute, and when you watch hip hoppers, as long as we have, there is a time where people aren't able to, when they kind of get, I don't want to say froze, but they're content with their growth at that point, and it doesn't really matter what's going on as hip hop progresses, right? And that happens to, a plethora of artists, and it's not good or bad. It's a lot of times it's a choice. Who knows? It's not something that I frown upon. But one thing I love about hieroglyphics is that, there's this weird mix of how, yes, everybody is 50 to 54, all of us, but we still are able to get into that creative side of ourselves, and not in a way to I'm an older guy, I'm gonna show these young guys, or I'm an old guy, I'm just gonna make old music. It's like we're just older being as creative as we were then. And that's what I really like about the album. When I listen to it, I hear my homies 30 years later just as creative as we were 30 years ago. And that's why I like, as a not just a member of Hieroglyphics, but as a fan myself, because I am a fan of the group and my friends. That's what I like about hearing the new record. So I hope people see it in a positive light that Tajay has already shared. People have been doing already. We've gotten great reviews so far. Our core fans are the people who pay the extra to get it early, and they're going to be the most critical. And they've enjoyed it so far, and that's encouraging for us.
You guys, the early supporter, I noticed that the early supporter tiers on the website are mostly sold out. How does it feel to have so many people even not just listen to the album, but financially back you as fans with some pretty substantial amounts in some of those cases?
Oh, it's fantastic. I think it affirms the fact that music is valuable, even though it has been completely devalued as far as cash value. Imagine a product the only product I think of that we have devalued to that level is maybe air. We all breathe air, and we don't pay for it yet, right? Yeah. But the fact that everybody in here listens to music every day, pretty much everybody we know on earth that has access to signals of any type, radio signals, a CD, whatever, listens to music every single day, and that people feel that the value of that is zero is insane. I'm not going to pay anything for it ever. It's just supposed to be like a natural resource that, you know what I mean? Which I mean, it's not good that we have to pay for natural resources either. But to me, it affirms the fact that certain people still value what we do. It's really not the money that we do it for, but it is great to be able to make a living, put our kids through college, etc., doing the thing that we love, and that people feel that is something that they want to support, and that support makes it possible for it to continue because it is done at an expense.
Yeah, hell yeah. We're going to open up to audience questions here shortly.
I also wanted to add, Souls of Mischief, we're a part of the Hieroglyphics Collective. Souls of Mischief is a group within the collective. There are a few other solo artists that are also in the collective Hieroglyphics, but we are the group in the collective. We have a project coming out. It's an EP. It should be out, we want to say, in the fall. We're still working on mixing and mastering it before we get an absolute definitive release date. But we have an EP coming out called Clean Getaway, and look out for that. It's going to be a 5-song EP, and then we're going to follow that up with an LP in early next year. Yeah, we've been getting good responses from people who have heard it so far, and we're actually in the mastering process now. So anybody listening, Souls of Mischief, Clean Getaway, check us out at soulsofmischief.com, hieroglyphics.com, hieroaplus.com, and yeah, we're just, like he said, we're artists that didn't come in this to get rich. We weren't like, oh, we're gonna be rich one day and blah blah blah. We came in this because we love making music, and like he said, it costs to actually make the music. So when people actually support it, again, like he said, it allows us to be able to continue, and that's what we love the most, to be able to keep doing this. Like, you know, it would. I don't even know if, I guess it would be nice to be a millionaire, but I don't have any complaints because we get to do this together, and you know, it's crazy. So Souls of Mischief, Clean Getaway, please check that out. It's a great EP.
Support good music. While I still have the mic, who are a couple MCs that you guys feel that you guys know and worked with, maybe not, but MCs who've been slept on that we should check out?
Slept on.
Ooh. Slept on. Define slept on.
Guys you thought might break out but never did, who are still doing it,
okay.
or like, or maybe just had some records that you thought should have got more play that we should go listen to as music fans.
I'll say Devin the Dude. Like, for some reason he doesn't get, like, he's like the rap's blues man, you know, and he's had music for as long as we've had it. And it seems like, although he's gained some notoriety, a lot of people don't know about him. So Devin the Dude is probably a huge slept-on artist.
Shout Devin.
Wow. I was gonna say Gangstar, but I don't think they're slept on. I don't think that's. I don't think that works here. They may have not gotten the commercial success of some of their contemporaries, but they're legendary, so that probably doesn't fit there. Maybe there's a group called Self Scientific. From Southern California. They didn't make too many projects, but the projects they made were absolutely amazing. I thought that they were super dope. I still think they are. Also, we were just talking about Freestyle Fellowship. Yeah. Like, again, they're not like unknown, but we feel like they should get a lot more. I don't know, notoriety or DAP or whatever, recognition than they do. Granted, they get a lot of recognition from those in the know, but I wouldn't categorize them as slept on, but they're bigger than it seems like they're bigger than it seems like they are. I think. I don't know if I said that correctly. And
we're also in a time where, okay, rap's been around now for several decades. So sometimes, and this is not to knock anybody, your favorite rapper is a copy of a copy, or even at this point, a copy of a copy of a copy.
Or
and
graft,
incredible
or graft.
Graft. Yeah, I don't want to use copy because it's not that, but it's and so for some reason people don't follow the roots in rap, which is. We had a long discussion over breakfast
in the
about
car. In the car today, over breakfast. Yeah.
But I think that just digging deeper, if you dig behind, you'll find that Freestyle Fellowship is behind a lot of your favorite rappers, and they'll, if without them there would be no X, Y, or Z, you know. But they're like W, you know what I mean?
You know how everybody who does anything artistically is inspired by someone. Right? That's just how it works. It doesn't work any other way. It just doesn't, right? You don't just come up with all the ideas based off of not seeing anything. We're all inspired. One thing about the hip-hop genre, and we were talking about the possible reasons why, but the hip-hop genre, like especially the few younger generations, don't really accredit the people before them, the legends before them, the people whose shoulders they're on. And I'm not saying that as a bitter artist, because we actually get our due, and people really give us our dab, whether it's other MCs and rappers that came after us and say that they grew up on us and stuff. But just the hip hop culture in general, especially the last few younger generations, it's just something about a disconnect in understanding that they're here because other people opened doors and other people created styles and movements and stuff. And that it kind of sucks. I didn't really have much more to say than that. It sucks that it's like that, but I'm glad that we get our due. But it sucks that that's a thing.
Yeah, somebody not knowing where they got their style from is crazy. Right, like in any other genre, you know, they'll be like, oh, buddy guy, this, that, and third, you know, etc. But for some reason in rap, it's like I just came up with it, or I just look one step back, and you're like, yeah, but where'd they get their style from?
Or like we were saying, oh, they're old, they suck. I hear that a lot. I see that a lot online with young people talking about legends and stuff, not knowing that I could hear that younger artist and I can trace the lineage of some of them older artists that got them to where they're at, even if they aren't alive, haven't been alive long enough to know that. All you have to do is study if you really want to know. And I guess our point is not wanting to know and denying that it's even so is crazy.
Yeah,
What other genre does that? You know, like the blues greats don't throw away young blues dudes don't throw away the greats. Rock and rollers don't throw away the greats.
Classical definitely.
Reggae artists don't throw away the greats. Like, what is it about hip hop? And that's where the philosophicals and political aspect of our conversation took that term. And this isn't the forum for that, but it's something to think about, right?
On that, are there any young MCs that you guys think are keeping true to the game and paying proper respects that you guys enjoy listening to?
I'm gonna say young, meaning came out decades after us, but a lot of them might not be young. A lot of these guys are in their 40s, which is young. I like Ransom. I like Flea Lord, Boldy James. Who's a young guy? Sky Zoo. Who else? Like,
I mean, there's my old brain. Like, there's a bunch of them. I'm just drawing a blank. I like Lord Sko.
Lord Sko.
I like. Man, I'm thinking of people. I mean, of course, there's people like Kendrick, and a lot of that camp.
Yeah, the whole TDE.
I mean, yeah, that's kind of like a question I would have to prepare for because, like, we're 52, man. Like the amount of rappers that we've listened to since then, it's like I even have to categorize them like this decade, that decade, that decade, and I find it impossible to like compare people from certain eras to people in other eras. I feel like it's unfair comparison type thing. That's just my own personal pet peeve. But so it's hard to. There's a lot of young dudes out there that are doing their thing. It's just that, and I don't want to sound like somebody who doesn't give that credit. But I'm just drawing a blank because I kind of need.
Yeah, it's not. It's
if I was
not
looking at a
we don't
list, I could
listen
tell
to it.
you.
Yeah, it's not because we don't listen to it. Well, I like Conway too.
Yeah.
To me, anybody who's upholding lyricism, there's what's guy, All Flows Reach Out, Afro. Anybody who's serious about rap, like who's serious though, because we're serious rappers. I mean, we want to have fun with it, but as far as lyrical complexity and cadences and styles and all that, we take that really seriously. And there was a time when we probably wouldn't even entertain 70 to 80% of the rap that exists right now. Like, oh, that's not even rap. That's something else. That's guys talking on beats. But as you age, you realize, okay, these things have merit too. But the people who take rap seriously and take lyricism seriously, salute, because it's like being a samurai right now in a world of gunfighters. You know what I mean? Where everybody, it's very easy to, make coke rap or make sex rap or all that kind of stuff. But if you can make, if you want to paint this beautifully and make it look great, even if it's the same old topics or whatever, to me, that's like next level. That's what I'm looking for. So, and I don't just mean complexity for complexity's sake. I mean people who you can tell actually study. But it's kind of like being a martial artist and people want to see Rambo. You know what I mean? And you're like, oh, look at my hands and look how good my kata is. You know what I mean? So I respect anybody who's really like on that straight and narrow as far as lyricism.
Well, I don't think I'm getting anything better out of this than Samurai in a World of Gunfighters.
that was a bar.
Some audience questions here.
That was a bar.
Hey guys, check. Hello. There we go.
Hey.
Hey guys. I'm just gonna start out with a shout out to you guys. I was telling Blake earlier, one of my top hip hop albums, front to back, is Full Circle Hieroglyphics.
Thank you.
It really sums up the early 2000s for me in hip hop, and so just front to back, great album.
Thank you.
My question, I know you're from Oakland, but there was a lot of activity in LA. I don't know how much time you guys spent in LA, but one of the big hip hop hubs was the Good Life Cafe.
Yeah.
And I was wondering if you had any experiences there, or what your knowledge of the Good Life Cafe is.
We went and we did well.
Yeah,
and it was you couldn't curse.
That was the thing.
If
you cursed, they cut the mic off on you, and you had to be freestyling
off the top.
Off the top. 100% no written rap at all. So if you cursed at all, continue. You were saying.
No. And so we happened to be there the same night as Fat Joe was there. And this was when Fat Joe was Fat Joe, like Terror Squad, real terror.
Triple gangster.
Yeah. And so he came in, and we did our thing. Okay, great. Then he hops up and he just starts, doing the old Fat Joe, not TV character Fat Joe, not podcast host Fat Joe. And then of course he's gonna curse because he's a gangster, rapper. And they started booing him and telling what they say, move on, black man, move on, or something. Like they'd say something when you curse. And I think he was very angry at that. But I mean it wasn't a big issue. But I think that that was crazy, right? At the Good Life.
that was our experience at Good Life. We went the same night as Fat Joe,
yeah.
and who we love.
Yeah.
It was just crazy because I don't know if nobody told him.
Yeah, he might not have been prepped on the protocol.
Nobody told him you can't curse, and even I'm not gonna say, but even somebody in our clique cursed and got cut off too.
Yeah.
Right. So it wasn't like if you knew, you knew, and when you're freestyling, you can't always control what's coming out of your mouth, and if you curse, and if you get cut off, you're like, I had that coming, right? But Fat Joe, he was like, it seemed as though nobody told him that. So when he got cut off, he kind of felt like slighted or
it's like,
not
some haters, man. He was angry, visibly angry.
Yeah. But that was our Good Life experience, and it was like it's kind of like a rite of passage when you in that time when you go down there and you got invited, you had to do it. The vibe there wasn't easy. You're in front of a bunch of people that they're like, impress me or get booed, impress me or it's like the Apollo where they, the clown comes out with the cane if you suck, and it's just kind of embarrassing if you play yourself, but it's even more embarrassing if you get the invitation and don't show. So I remember being a little bit nervous, like, oh, we had the Good Life, y'all. But we did good. But Fat Joe, like, yeah, he cursed and they cut his mic off and he wasn't feeling that.
Thanks so much for that. Before I pass the mic on, just I wanted to throw in an artist that I feel slept on or deserves more love. A local legend here. His name's Mocha Only.
Oh yeah,
Mocha.
absolutely.
That's a family. Yeah, good.
He's
folks.
big here though, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
He just plays with Splitsphere with Boo Prev.
Yeah,
man. We go back with them boys.
But
remember, I said we got friends in Canada that we gained through hip hop. Those are two of them.
Yeah.
He's been part of over 150 albums, so he's produced over 100 of his own. Like, he's a legend.
Yeah. And they're excellent people as well.
Yeah, good people.
Shout Mocha Only.
Hey, Frank Zappa here from the What's Really Hood Son podcast. I just wanted to first off thank you all for everything that you've done for hip-hop, because like when y'all started, hip-hop was going in another direction and you were able to bring it back to like the knowledge and the roots of it. So I just want to say thank you for all you've done.
Oh, no, thank you.
My question, thank you. My question is actually for A+. I've listened to all y'all for a long time, but recently I revisited the bonus disc from 8 Balls Lost and the track you have on there with MJG, What You Weigh Me. I just wanted to know how that came to be.
Different A+.
Well, I have to. I am getting up there in age, but I have to say, I think that's a different A+, bro.
Damn, son. I've been living my whole life thinking it was you, bro.
I
had to double check.
I hate to disappoint you, brother. I hope I don't disappoint you. I hope
I
hope you like other songs by me besides that one.
Bro. No, I do. Yeah, but no, I just.
No. So check it out. There are quite a few A+ out there. Easy mistake, no harm, no foul. There are a bunch of different A+. There's even one that predated me. The A+ from Rex and Effect.
Oh yeah, the Rump Shaker,
from the Rump Shaker song. All I want to do is there's a dude named A+ in that group. But I felt like using the name, me and him were just in different worlds. So this was like back then. I didn't feel like I was infringing on his right to use it. I felt like we were just he was that kind of rapper. I was this kind of rapper. So but then there's another A+ that's from Connecticut. He was a younger rapper when I came out. He was like more like 15 or something, 14 or 15. And since then there have been there's another A+ from Oakland. There's there's an A+ that's a producer. So there are a few A+, So I take no offense, although I'm a little hurt.
Damn.
I'm joking, brother. I'm
We
joking.
just
I'm
changed
joking.
history right now.
I'm joking, my man.
All right, bless up. No, I appreciate it.
Yes,
Bless.
sir.
Or it could be the Mandela effect.
All right, I'm from Seattle, and I got to open for Spoon Members back in the day in college. It was amazing. It was an amazing experience to kind of open my world to Canadian style and how great, how kind they were, how cool they were. Is there, there's a Southern style of hip hop, and the internet's changed all these subgenres locally. You felt like Far Side sound like this, the East Coast sound like this. Does Canada have a sound?
You know what? Canada had it. Well,
Go ahead.
No, you got this. Yeah.
No, I would just say that because Canada has a Caribbean influence, I would say that there's that, not only on the accent, but also on the beat selection and instrumentation used. And Canada, I think, is a more pluralist society than the United States even. You know what I mean? Like, hip-hop is really like, you guys over there. It's like Escape from L.A. or Escape from New York. And this was just the music that escaped from New York, but it was treated like, criminal music almost, or street gutter, dirty music. And I think that Canada has embraced hip hop a lot more. But when you think about a Cardinal Official or Drake or Prev One or any of them,
Choclair, Rascal.
Yeah, there's an island influence. There's an island influence on the accent. There's an island influence on the beat making, and then it's just more cosmopolitan, I would say. You know what I mean? Like there's a more vibrant mixture, and that's not to knock U.S. hip hop or hip hop from anywhere, but I think that it was a strength. It was used as a strength in Canadian hip hop.
I mean, the biggest rapper ever is from Canada.
Yeah, ever
in the history of hip hop music. He's from here. Like that's a lot. That's huge,
And it says something about universal appeal too, right? If this guy's big on every single continent, the biggest rapper ever, maybe might end up being the biggest artist ever. You know what I mean? Like, as far as by the new metrics, that says something about his relatability and the fact that the flavor is palatable to everybody.
Yeah, but Canada, we've had the opportunity of being exposed to Canada hip hop for a very long time, since the 90s, and we rock with it. I mean, it's a trip. All right, one thing about Americans, and I'm speaking from being one. I'm not speaking from supporting this way of looking at things, but I grew up there, right? And my parents are immigrants, so I noticed this. It's like Americans, like, there's kind of like a bubble that Americans see everything through, and if it's not American, then it's just looked at different. It's not like, I don't know, it's hard to explain. But we had the opportunity to leave America at an early age and start going to different places and understanding how other places have their own take on things, including hip-hop, including everything, but including hip-hop. And one thing we were immediately impressed with was coming to Canada. It's like, it's almost like if you're in America, everything is super foreign, and you just think nothing like what's happening in America is happening anywhere else. As far as, I'm not talking about the bad stuff. I'm talking about, like, for instance, hip-hop. People just don't even consider, for a long time, people didn't even consider people did hip-hop anywhere else but America, and if they did, it couldn't be great. And I'm not saying everybody thinks like that. I'm saying it's a general kind of culture that's kind of like that. But we have been coming to Canada since the 90s, and we already know y'all get it up here. So hip hop been strong up here, and the Canadian jacket is full of medals, So hats off.
Hi.
Hello.
So speaking on Canada and hip hop, like our city here, we have a great little underground hip hop scene, and often there's not as much like club support, and like you guys were saying, we've lost a lot of clubs post COVID and everything else, and we have all these communities in these little pockets of ciphers. Like there's Outright Cipher Crew, and there's Freestyle Fridays, and there's all these little gatherings. And for me, coming up as a vocalist who wasn't classically trained, hip-hop and that scene was one of the most welcoming to me. Like, it was like if you showed up and you were willing to, like, open your mouth and say whatever came out of your brain in the moment and try, even if you fell flat on your face, they were there. They respected that you were there trying. And that was such a beautiful thing about the culture to me. And I talk to a lot of people. Like there's a local rapper who does like this mechanics of a rap flow workshop, and there's a lot of people who are so passionate to try, but there's this fear of like, I have to know what I'm gonna say before I say it, or I have to, like, it's hard for a lot of people. Like not everyone's as comfortable as some of us, just like opening your mouth and being ready to be embarrassed if you say something silly or whatever comes out, because like you said, you can't control what's coming off the dome when it's happening. So is there anything from your many years of doing this and all of the spaces you've been in and all of the freestyles you've experienced and the ciphers that happen in rooms backstage and in you know, cars on the way to a show and everything, that you would give as a piece of advice to help people overcome that initial step of like getting out of your own head, getting out of your own way, and just embracing the flow?
Man, I would say like you just gotta be okay with failing. You know, you gotta be okay with, and I don't mean fail in the sense of like, maybe there's a better word than failing. Just gotta be okay with messing up. Like failing's probably a little strong. You gotta be okay with messing up. It's kind of like, look at it like an improv artist. It's like you just gotta be okay with not being perfect. You gotta be okay with fumbling your words and getting back on. And this is my personal advice. This is how I got over those same exact fears, because they're real. I had them. They come back up sometimes still, and I gotta retell myself what I did to get over it. Like, I still get a little bit of some nervousness and butterflies every time we're about to hit the stage. Like, it never goes away. But to get over that obstacle, I just think you just gotta be okay with just not taking oneself over serious, and not thinking that it's the end of the world if I don't come with peak performance, because that's the roadblock. Like giving yourself those expectations is what leads to the disappointment and leads to the low morale. Like you got to be okay with screwing up and be like, okay, I did. You know, I'm gonna keep going. And that's me, how I got over those moments of just being like, I'm gonna screw up. Once I started being like, I don't care if I screw up. Then I actually had some perfect moments, and like moments I didn't mess up. Like, that's how it happens. So, and I still probably mess up every night. You know, every night when we do a show, I probably mess up every night for 33 years. So that would be my advice.
Yeah, and like I think just to piggyback off what he said, push through when you do. Like it's like if your voice is your instrument, then you have to treat it like a jazz player treats their horn or their drum or whatever, and make the mistake work rather than shut down when it happens. Just push through it. It was destined. It was part of the performance. Change your flow based on the mistake. Things of that nature. Or there are no mistakes, kind of, like that kind of mentality. And if you approach it like that, I think you'll have not more success. You'll be more successful in that you will enjoy yourself while you're doing it, rather than it being some huge pressure on your back to be perfect. If we're talking about improvisational music, it's not even possible to be like. There's no definition of perfect improvisational music, right? It's all so. Yeah, just getting over that and pushing through.
Hell yeah, thank you so much. I think it just helps people to hear it from folks like you. Like, it's stuff like that. It's when we say it to people, it's like, we're just homies to each other, trying to like pep talk each other. But when they hear it coming from people who've been doing this forever, to know that like y'all still get those nerves and y'all still feel that way before stage, because it never goes away, and it feeds the performance in some elements. Like, I feel like when you're not nervous is when things are more likely to go wrong. So it's just appreciative to. And I had a guitarist who once said too that if you make a mistake, just repeat it a few times, and then it's not a mistake anymore.
It's a hook. And it's a hook. Yeah.
Oh, I want to add to that too. We heard back in the day when we were first getting in the game that people who completely lose that nervousness, that's right before the fall off. That's right before, when you stop caring that much, like about like when you stop having those feelings. Then and you don't. That means you're this close to not caring, and that's when you get somehow universally out of touch with this. We were told this like at a very early time in our career, and it seems to be true.
All right, I think we got time for one more.
First of all, thank you guys so much for doing this, giving up your time this afternoon.
No problem.
Ska Society.
We love it.
Thank you.
Longtime listener, longtime fan. First heard you guys in the early 90s. Hyro, you guys and Casual providing the soundtrack to some skate videos. And I was wondering if you guys could speak to, because I know like how big you guys were in the skate community back in the early 90s. I don't know if that was one of the reasons that kind of, hopefully propelled your name into, the atmosphere, so to speak. But if you guys could speak to the impact of your connection to skateboarding over time, especially back in the 90s.
Really quickly, because I think they had one more question up here. We have, at the time that we were coming up with our new style of rap and new style of sampling, with A+'s beat style, all these different things, skating was undergoing a great change, right? There was a street style, Embarcadero style that Mike Carroll and Javante Turner and Carl Watson and all these guys were at the vanguard of. And we're all the same age and from the same areas and hung out kind of in the same places or have mutual friends. So the same way that we would trade tapes or, whatever that we were listening to, they were listening to this stuff on their Walkman or playing it on a boombox while they were inventing these new styles. And so I think those things kind of fused at that time and became emblematic of a new style of skating, a new style of music, etc. And I think had we not been part of that movement, we wouldn't be hardly close to where we are now. I mean, it really propelled. There are kids right now that bring like the 411 and secondhand smoke videos and stuff up to, on VHS. They probably can't even play it. And they can watch it on YouTube, right? But they still bring them up to us at our shows to sign because those things are like joined, what do you call that? Destiny, right? Like this new style of skating and this new style of music and all coming from this Bay Area sort of area. It's been great. I think we would not be where we are without that good fortune of having this sort of shared destiny.
I just was reflecting on.
Want to get the mic?
Oh, yeah.
I was just reflecting on a couple things you guys said about knowing the lineage of the music and where things come from, and the sort of the not the copies, but the whatever you called it.
Graft.
Yeah, and just the idea that culture is so it turns over so fast now. Culture in general, all things, music, TV, literature. And you guys talked about the taxi stories that came out of moments in life, and how the song, the whole album that came out of your experience with the shooting. How do you feel about culture now and the sort of plurality, globalization, kind of almost melting pot, as it affects music in a good way or not such a good way? I'm an educator and I teach kids, and it's an interesting time to, be in the world with all the things and everything, where we feel like we're connected to everything, but we're also fairly removed in a way because we don't have those real moments as much. It's all kind of these almost now copies and sort of people don't understand the connections and the references that are still really important. Do you have anything
to me, I mean, first of all, we're older, right? So we're Gen X, right? So I got a book in my backpack. You know what I mean? Right now, I'm going to go sit and read a book for a couple hours and then go have dinner and then rap, right? So but I also have a phone in my backpack too. So I understand as a person that's got Gen Z kids and stuff, how quickly things move. But I feel like certain things maintain their classic appeal. And even right now, when these things happen, they have that sort of effect on people. And we're so used now to things moving so quickly, we're not giving them time to be legendary or be classic. We're trying to declare things and people legends and classics after their debut. And that's not even the nature of a legend or a classic, right? It takes time for it to happen. So I think that as older people experiencing this, we're seeing it move and all that kind of stuff, but we're not even sticking to our guns and saying, hey, well, let's give it some time and let it breathe, and then see if it's a vintage classic or it's great. We're falling victim to the same thing that the kids are falling victim to, and when we were kids, we were the same way. There was less stuff, right? We're definitely at information overload, but the cream rises to the top. This is be cliche, what I'm saying, you know. And I think it takes time for the cream to rise to the top. So I think we just have to be patient with the young people. These kids are brilliant. They know more than we'll ever know. They're exposed to more than we'll ever be exposed to. So that means at a certain point, it's just all going to click and work for them in the same way that it has for us, or it may not have happened yet for us, but will at some point in our lives. And I think we have to be patient with that. You know, does that make sense? Because I think that we're all experiencing this new world. It's you know, it's like a 10, 15-year-old world that we've changed and moved into, and we're not going to know what it really sticks until it sticks. And we've got to be patient with ourselves and patient with our children and patient with each other, because if not, we're not, like, this place is about to implode, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. It's crazy.
All right, everybody. On behalf of the Victoria Ska and Reggae Festival, I want to thank everyone who's in the house today, everyone watching on Internet Wonderland, Samurais in a World of Gunfighters, A+, Tajay, the Mighty Souls of Mischief. Come down to the Inner Harbor tonight. They're going to be on stage about 8:30 tonight. Let's go. Let's enjoy. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, y'all. Oh, that's all good, brother. I'm scratching it.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you.
That was cool, man.
That was great. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Check. Yeah, thanks everybody for coming out to the Open Studios. Thank you, Souls of Mischief. Thanks, Rags, for doing this all. You can check our live stream at the Open Studios Victoria on YouTube if you want to see it and replay it. If you want to come and volunteer, we're always looking for volunteers. We're a not-for-profit charity society, so you can come down, check out live shows. We have hip-hop shows. We have rock, metal, jazz, everything. We can do comedy. You can do workshops here. Whatever you want, you come on down, check it out, and make sure you enjoy the Victoria Ska and Reggae Festival. Much love. Thank you. Thank you. Big ups. Big ups to Dane.
Thank you. I really appreciate all the time and words and everything you put into it, man. It's our pleasure. Let me roll the tunes. Yeah, sure. With hair, no beard.
I prayed for a beard. I know they're going to take it from the top. That's a good look.
What's up? This is Tajay of the Mighty Souls of the Mischief crew. I'm chilling with my man Festo, my man A+, and my man O. You know he's dope. And right now, you know, we're just maxing in the studio. We're hailing from East Oakland, California, and sometimes it gets a little hectic out there. But right now, you know, we gonna up you on how we just chill.
Down the 7 digits, call up Bridget, her man's a midget. Plus she got fridge, yo, I can dig it. Here's a 40 swigget, you know it's frigid. I got him chilling in the cooler, break out the ruler. Damn, that's the fattest dog I ever seen. The one that's keen and Cali getting weeded makes her feel like Maui. Now we feel a good vibration. So many females, so much inspiration. I get inspired by the bloods too. I'll front you, if you hang with a punk crew. I roam the strip for bones to pick. What I find when I'm done, take her home and quickly do this. I need not explain this. A+ is famous, so get the A
Weston at the mall. Attendance on door, but I am shopping for my wish to export some new fits, some new kicks. I often do this 'cause it's the pets that be dipped. Flip the flyer, attire female desire. Baby, you can step in this if you admire the extraordinary dapper rapper. Keep tabs on your face. Before I tap, I'm attack with the smoothness. I do this, even what my crew gets. Blue props, respect and bloods to pass. Crews talk shit, but in my face they kiss my ass. They might close, but we make a move. If you really know, why ain't you signed yet? But I get my loot from Jive Zomba. I'm a bomb yet. You will see from now to infinity. This is how we chill from 93 till. This is how we chill from 93 till. This is how we chill from 93 till. Yeah, this is how we chill from 93 till. This is how we chill from 93 till. This is how we chill from 93 till. Yeah, this is how we chill from 93 till. This is how we chill from 93 till. This is cool as hell, you know what I'm saying? But who's chilling around the land, you know? Yo, who's chilling? I think I know who's chilling. Tell me who's chilling today. Casual, you know, he's chilling. Yo, got love, you gotta be chilling. J-Biz, you know he's chilling. Hey, yo, man, my man Snoop is chilling. Yo, Mike G, you know he's here chilling. Yeah, my man Mike P, you know we gotta chill. Yo, the funky homo sapien is chilling. Hey, my man Domino, yo, he's chilling. Like that, dude.
We love it up here, man. As long as they keep bringing us, we love it.
You know, you have a man purse, you gotta fill it with stuff. Guns and stuff, you know.
Tough guy shit.
Hold on, let me check my purse right quick. I think I've got my guns. Yeah, let's sign it. Do the signing first. And then we'll take it.
My pleasure, bro. Nice to meet you as well.